Good morning, Daily Dose of Danny followers. This is my hat for the day. I'll bring the voice of reason. You may or may not agree with that. Sometimes I'm just the wrong voice, but today I'm the voice of reason. Okay, I have a long list of things to discuss. I've written them out with a number 2 pencil on some purple Post-it paper. The first thing I wanted to mention was the thing about the economy, the largest retraction since Jesus was a boy. It's very scary, all the unemployed people, and it's horrible. And the way I start this is going to be in direct conflict with the way I end it, so watch for that, listen for that. I did hear that our governor, Gavin Newsom, is going to do something about all the food in the fields, and he's making way for the farmers to get that food to the food bank so they don't rot in the fields and we don't destroy them. So that's called Farm to Food Bank. That's Grace in the background sneezing. She has allergies. Farm to Food Bank. That's the program by California's Gavin Newsom. Okay, that's a good thing. That's another thing I spoke about earlier. I'm telling you, people are listening to my vlog, or else I'm just so, what do you call that? When you're so, I don't know. If I think of it, I'll say it. Something's wrong with my brain. Okay, so a lot of counties in California are opening up. Return to work, first thing on the list, construction. This is good, personally and collectively. So over the next 7 to 10 days, return to work. I asked my husband this morning, what does that mean for you? He goes, hundreds of guys back to work. Hundreds. Don't forget, we laid off over 400 employees. Hundreds are going to be back to work within the next 7 to 10 days. That is cause for celebration. I talked about our inflatable pool toys. We have a big black swan. Her name's Susie. She has her own Instagram page. Please follow Susie the Swan. She's got a lot going on. She's got one post already. We're going to be posting her up. Susie's going viral. We're looking for a blue check mark next to her Instagram.
It's Susie, S-U-S-I-E.
Yes, it's the conventional spelling of Susie, S-U-S-I-E, no Z. So, yeah, she's going to have some good posts. It's funny. Leah's all bitter over it, but I don't know why. I want to talk about Amazon shopping. If anyone's ordering stuff from Amazon, if you're getting delays in your shipment, because I am, and it's upsetting me. One of the things I order is cat food. And Thomas seems to be stress eating. I think he's going through something. Oh, alert the media. Thomas is going through something. He literally wants to eat all the time. And if you don't feed him, he meows literally nonstop. I was up at 2:30 in the morning feeding him. And then he woke us up at 5:30 for more feedings. I don't know. I think he's stress eating. We get it. It's the COVID-19. Then I wanted to speak to my empty nesters who've gone from empty nesters to full house. Like, how does that change your world? You know, it's just your kids were all off at college and it was just you and your husband and you were just like having like Naked Thursday and Make Out Wednesday, and now your kids are home. So how does that change your world? And how are you dealing with it? Like, is it stressful, or are you happy that they're home? Or now that they're home and they've been on their own and they just want to live their own life, and you're like, what about the rules? But can you really enforce the rules? I mean, if they're 20-somethings, then they had to move back home because they're, and by 20-somethings, I mean 20, because if you're in college, unless you're getting your master's or your PhD and doing your dissertation. You know what I mean? Like, they've been on their own, and maybe now they're back home. And what is that like? Like, I need to hear from some people. I mean, we're not empty nesters, obviously, but it's still stressful to have both kids here. And then dovetailing into, are they going back to college in the fall? Is that going to happen? Are kids going to be able to go to college? You know, my Leah's going to go to the University of Arizona, and they have a bunch of webinars and Facebook Lives and stuff. And I tuned into one yesterday that was talking about, you know, orientations and how the May and June orientations are going to be virtual, but they haven't canceled the July and August orientations yet, the in-person ones. So I know it's Arizona, so maybe they have a different situation going on than California, but I know lots of Leah's friends are going to California schools, and what's the story there? Or Colorado schools, or East Coast schools. Like, you know, it's going to be state by state, I think, and like I worry about Grace, who's, you know, I mean, yes, it's a private, small, little Christian college, but it's still in Southern California, Costa Mesa, Newport Beach, and Newport Beach is Orange County, and Orange County is defying every freaking California rule there is. Do I want to send her back into that hotbed? I don't know. I just don't know. But I want them to go because this is the greatest opportunity they're ever going to have to be free and happy and on their own. So at about, I guess, 7, 8 o'clock last night, Grace and I were like, holy shit, we forgot to meditate. So here I was putting the screws to you people. Somebody go meditate so I can see you. I don't know if anyone did, but Grace and I forgot to do it. We did ear candling last night, and, you know, time just got away from us. We only did Grace's ears. I did not take any pictures of the gunk that came out of her ears. But, you know, she has horrible allergies, and her hearing is definitely compromised, and it looked like it worked. So then Leah went out to visit her one friend who's been quarantined. You know, like they're immune to each other. Their immunities are set anyways, because she got a new kitty. So Leah went over to visit her, and when she got home, literally 10 o'clock, she's like, can we do ear candling? No, we're not doing ear candling. It's like a big flame. It's a whole thing. We're not doing that at 10 o'clock at night. No. So we might do that this afternoon. And then went to get my antibody test yesterday. It's a blood test, so let's just all say a little prayer for how horrible my veins are. Get out of my shot, girl. And I went in there just panicked. I was in a panic because I knew they had to draw blood, and I don't have any good veins. None. Zero. None. My last blood draw was in the fucking thumb, if that tells you anything. So the first phlebotomist, you know, he tied off the right arm up high, then he tied off the right arm down low, then he tied off the left arm up high, then the left arm down low. Then he doubled the tourniquets and tied it off. And he's like, I just can't find anything. Let me go talk to my coworker. So I waited. While I was waiting, my sister Shanee showed up for her test, waved at me, went in, got it. I literally haven't laid eyes on her in over a month. That was our reunited. We were reunited at the Quest Labs. And Grace was waiting for me, and she was waving at me like, what the heck? You know, thumbs up, thumbs down. It's thumbs down, okay? They can't find any veins. So the coworker came in. She did all the same highs, low, high, low. She got over to the left arm. She goes, I think I might feel something. Don't move your arm. Then she put the heat pack on there. Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, one poke. After all that time, she did it like right here in my forearm. Like right here in my forearm. This is my scar for when I fell down the driveway when they were rebuilding the house, and I had my crash, boom, bang. But she literally got blood from like right there. Weird. Anyways, so I'm waiting for my test results, and then I get a text message from Shanee this morning on the sister chat that she already got her test results, and she was negative for the antibodies, which the interpretation of that is not necessarily that she's not been exposed to anyone. It's just that, you know, she's still in the danger zone. She could still get it. There's no evidence that she's been exposed to anyone, but there's no evidence that she hasn't, because that's interpretive. But anyways, we're going to have a sister FaceTime this weekend, and that's going to be exciting because I really haven't laid eyes on those girls in a bit. A smidge. I should do it with my friends too. So friends, get cracking. Let's get something scheduled. All right? Then there was a thing on the news yesterday, like, what's the first thing you're going to do when all this shit's over? When you can actually, I'm not talking about go to a sporting event, but when it's lifted enough that we can go see people we haven't been able to see, like, what's the first thing you're going to do? Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hug my sister first, and then, you know, try to hook up with some of my friends for a social distance get-together where we're actually looking at each other. Talked about it yesterday. Tomorrow's decision day for the college kids. I know they've extended decision day to June 1st, but if life was normal and they were still in school, decision day is May 1st, so that you wear your college shirt to school May 1st, and, you know, everyone sees everyone's, you know, because they're still in school, but they're not in school. I'm sticking with the May 1st decision day. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see where people are going to college, and everyone's, please post it on Facebook. I told you I'm doing a photo shoot with like yard card and all kinds of stuff tonight for my kid, who's having some girls over, her 5-pack, and they're going to have dinner, pizza dinner, in the pool house, socially distanced from me and Grace and Boyd. We're going to eat at a different table, but those girls are going to have a 6 feet apart pizza party, and I'm excited for them. We're going to do a little photo shoot for decision day. Los Angeles is the first city to offer free testing for all their residents. So, we call LA a lot of things in California. Smell-A, lots of things. Smell-A is usually what we call it. But we curse it for the traffic. We hate to drive through it. We schedule all our trips for different times so we don't have to go through the traffic. I mean, it's brutal. LA traffic is brutal. But 3 cheers for LA. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you, LA. Now, some other cities need to get on board with that. I spoke to the girl that was drawing my blood yesterday because obviously I was there a long-ass time. My appointment was at 4. Shanee's was at 4:15. She was out in the parking lot chatting up with my daughter, and I was still in there trying to get a blood draw. So I had a lot of time to talk. And I said to her, what about the actual test, the up the nose to the brain COVID-19 test? And she said, I kind of told her a bit of my story, not the whole story like Boyd would tell it, but, snips and snaps. And she said that they should have the tests open to people with or without symptoms Thursday or Friday, definitely by Saturday. So I'm going to try to get an appointment to go get that. But I want my results. I keep signing on to Quest. Results are not in. So what if my results are positive and they had to call Dr. Fauci and say, we got a girl in Santa Rosa. She's positive. Go get her. I don't know what's going to happen. I could be famous. Watch for me on the news. I don't know. I have a feeling that I'm positive and that they have to, report me to the Department of Health or something. So it's kind of, I don't know. I'll let you know as soon as I know. As soon as I know, you guys will know. Okay. So there's a thing on Hulu. It's called Normal People. I saw the previews for it. It looked, I don't know, kind of shady. But when I read the skim this morning, they said, you got to watch it. It's addicting. It's amazing. It's awesome. So, that's my new thing. I'm going to start watching that because Dollface is over. Dollface was 1 season. Grace and I busted through that in a heartbeat. Last night, Grace and I were looking for something to watch, and we went to South by Southwest, because they're putting all the shows on there because they didn't have the South by Southwest film. What do you call that? Film festival. Thank you, Grace. So we were looking for something to watch, and there was a documentary about Johnny Cash's first wife, Vivian, and we watched it, and it was just, oh my gosh, so heartbreaking. I'm so glad that they did this because everybody who doesn't know the Johnny Cash story, isn't a big casher, they watched the movie with Joaquin Phoenix called Walk the Line. Thank God Grace is here. What is wrong with my brain? Oh my God. So Walk the Line with Reese Witherspoon. And anyways, they portrayed Vivian, as kind of like this jealous, volatile first wife. It's just not fucking true. And she had 4 daughters with him. And the portrayal of her, broke her heart. Johnny Cash was her true love. They met when she was 19. Is that right, 19, Grace? Or 17? Anyways, they wrote love letters to each other when he was in the service. Hundreds and hundreds of love letters. It was a deep, abiding truth. Yes, it was their first love, but this was next level shit. Watch it. If you have, what channel did we watch? Is it on YouTube?
No, it's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. God, what if Grace wasn't here? What would my vlog look like today? It's a bunch of...
Her name, who played Vivian, was Jennifer Goodwin.
Yeah, Jennifer Goodwin played Vivian in Walk the Line. But, just the story, she was Italian-American, and she was kind of dark-skinned. And, she was a beauty. She was a fucking beauty. Her teeth were a little weird, but, she grew into them. But, there was, so much written about her and the trials and tribulations. And there was a picture of her and Johnny Cash taken. She was dressed in black, and her skin looked dark. And they were making a whole thing Johnny Cash has a Negro wife. And this was in the 60s, so this was pretty heady shit. And the KKK was after them. It was a whole thing. Watch it. Good, good, good. Anyway, she wrote a book. Vivian wrote a book. I'm going to get it. I'm going to read it. It's her autobiography. And those 4 daughters, oh my gosh, what they endured. Roseanne, Tara, Laura. Cindy. Is that right? I think, those are the 4 daughters. Anyways, crazy. And, you know, after June Carter died, you know, Johnny Cash that was whatever, his one true love. But June died, June Carter Cash. And then 2 or 3 months later, he died. And she was with Vivian, saw him like, you know, 3 days before he died. And then she died. It's just so heartbreaking. I mean, and it was revealing a lot of stuff that most people don't know. So there's your Vivian Cash story. Okay, so Normal People on Hulu, and then that documentary on Amazon Prime. Then I was on Facebook this morning when I saw my friend, Dr. Tim Grund. He has a Facebook page. He's Boyd's chiropractor. He was chiropracted up my girls. Anyways, he has a 24-hour challenge going, which is starting this morning, 24-hour challenge. No news. Don't watch any news. So he's saying that if you watch the news at 8 o'clock in the morning, your cortisol levels, no, he didn't say cortisol levels, I made that up. Your, what's that thing that makes you, you know, when you're, anyways, you have to listen to it because I got brain fog phobia. Anyways, 24-hour challenge, no news. Don't watch any news. It raises something that depresses your immune system. It's fucked up. It fucks you up. How am I going to do this? How am I going to get through this? I've already read my 3 newspapers this morning in the skim. I'm so stressed. I don't know if I can not watch the news. I love the news. I watch so much news. I watch CNN midday. I watch the 5 o'clock news, the 5:30 news, the 6 o'clock news, the 6:30 national news, and the 7 o'clock news. And the 11 o'clock p.m. news. Tim, help me. I don't know what I'm going to do. Can I live without the news? I'm not sure. So let's recap. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try the 24-hour challenge. I'm going to try to get through the day, today, without watching the news. I'm doing it for you, Tim. He says he watches my vlog, so he knows. Dr. Tim Grund, I'm going to be out there exercising and breathing and all kinds of shit. First, I have to help Grace with her paper. She's writing a freaking 7-page paper. I'm going to poke my eyeballs out with this pencil.
You know my friend too, right?
Because it's stressful. As soon as I get my test results, I'll let you all know, but Shanee is effectively negative, which doesn't mean she hasn't been exposed to someone with COVID-19. Right here, COVID-19. But she hasn't developed the antibodies. So even though she stayed with me in the hospital and was all up in my business, she might not have been exposed enough. I should have coughed more. Speaking of coughing, I coughed all freaking night long. Coughed for like 2.5 hours straight. When I woke up this morning, my husband said, honey, that was a lot of coughing. Are you sick? No, I'm not sick. I just have compromised lungs. A lot of junk in there and I got to cough it out. Why am I still coughing stuff out? Can I get a respiratory therapist? All right, so sister FaceTime on Saturday. And I need my friends to weigh in, my little elementary school friend group. Are we going to do one this weekend? What's happening? I drank tequila again last night. It's just been like that. We made tacos, and what goes best with tacos? Tequila. Tonight, though, I'm drinking, because we're having pizza, I'm drinking a rosé champagne, I think a Billicart rosé. I'm going to have to get that in the fridge straight away. It's just me. I drink alone, all by myself. I think that's a song. Did Johnny Cash sing it? I don't know. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.